Hi, I'm Sandra. I have a doctorate in education and I am a test prep expert with Study.com. Welcome. I'm excited to help guide you towards success in the FTCE School Counseling PK-12 018. Let's start our analysis of each question to help prepare you for success on exam day. To effectively support incoming 6th grade students as they transition to middle school, which of the following strategies would be most beneficial? So we're really looking at the strategies that would be most beneficial. A, scheduling regular meetings with school counselors. Well, that's a great plan, but we are talking about 6th grade students. It's not just a few, and really needing to make sure that you're making the best use of your time. So that's a good answer, but I don't believe it will be the best answer. B, organizing team building activities with current students. Well, now we're building on our team activities. There are a great deal of students that can be part of that process, and you're building the teams, you're building some connections, you're building some confidence, and it is with all of those 6th grade students. So that looks like it could be a better answer. How about C, providing a detailed handbook of school policies and procedures? Well, again, it's very good to have a handbook and policies, but you really want strategies that are going to benefit those students, and that may not be the only best strategy. And D, offering one-on-one tutoring session with teachers. Well, again, the tutoring sessions are going to be super helpful, but you don't know who's been identified yet. So we're going to go ahead and say that C is not the best answer, and neither is D. And we're going to go ahead and go with B, which is organizing team building activities with our current students. In which of the following scenarios would it be most appropriate for a school counselor to consult with the ESOL staff? Well, the ESOL staff are the English for speakers of other languages, and so this is where that's going to be helpful for you to pay attention to. A student recently immigrated from Brazil and speaks Portuguese as their primary language. The student is experiencing difficulty with written assignments in English. This looks like a very good place to have that help from the ESOL staff. But let's continue on. B, a student who has been in the school for several years is having trouble with math concepts despite having strong English language skills. Well, let's identify what is the real need of the student, and here it looks to be math concepts. So that is not the correct answer. C, a student with strong command of English is having behavioral issues in class, and their parents are concerned about their adjustment to a new school. Still really important, but again, let's identify the need of that student, and it certainly looks like it's behavior. So it's going to not be C. And D, a student who has been diagnosed with ADHD and is fluent in both English and Spanish is struggling with organization and time management. Great. They're a multilingual learner, but they're struggling with ADHD, and that is, again, identified, but it is certainly not the need of the ESOL staff to come in. So it's going to look like that the best answer will definitely be A student recently immigrated from Brazil and speaks Portuguese as their primary language. The student is experiencing difficulty with written assignments in English is the best answer. The school administrator has requested to see the counselor's notes. Which of the following actions by the counselor would be most appropriate? Again, we're looking at most appropriate. A, handing over the notes to the administrator as requested. Well, students' notes and information can be private, and so just handing them over could possibly not be the correct answer. So we'll go with that. B, notifying the student that the notes will be given to the administrator. Right here, again, that's privacy, and you're going to cause a great deal of stress with that student, and that trust is not going to be able to continue on. C, informing the administrator that the notes are not available for viewing. Well, that is great, but it could also get you in trouble by just doing it in that respect. So D, contacting the district office for guidance about providing the notes. This looks like this is the best answer because you're both talking to someone else about it, you are bringing in others and talking with administrators, and it's not just you alone in this process. So D is the correct answer. A school counselor in Florida learns that a middle school student has disclosed ongoing domestic abuse at home. According to Florida law, what should be the counselor's immediate course of action in this situation? A. Contacting the student's parents to discuss the details of the abuse. Well, that's only get the student in possibly more risky and abusive situation, so that is not going to be the best answer. And again, we're looking here at the Florida law, so that's really important to think about in this response. B, referring the student to local domestic violence shelter for immediate help. Again, this is not dealing with state law, though it is a really great idea to get help immediately for that student. C, reporting the abuse to the Florida Department of Children and Families, DCF, as required by state law. This looks like it's going to definitely be the right answer, but let's go to D, advising the student to keep the situation private and not discuss it with others. That is just only going to cause more issues, and secrecy is not the correct answer in this situation for sure. And we're going to go right back to the Florida Department of Children, Families, DCF, as required by state law is the correct answer. Analysis and practice of each question is so important for your success. For more practice, check out our School Counseling PK-12 018 playlist. And for even more detailed practice and strategies and customizable study materials, head over to study.com and check out our School Counseling PK-12 test prep course. Those who use study.com boast a 92% pass rate. Our courses include full-length exams, hundreds of authentic practice questions, and short targeted video lessons specifically developed based on the latest test updates. With our resources, you'll know exactly what to expect on test day. Like this video and subscribe to this channel to get all the latest FTCE test updates. And please, leave your questions and success stories in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching and happy studying.